That's it, we're live. Welcome to Transformers the Show number 168. Let's do this!
May I have your attention, please? This is the captain of your ship! I'm sorry. We found this way! You left me broken hearted! But I never loved you anyway. No, I never loved you anyway. No, I never loved you anyway. No, I never loved you anyway.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Tonight we're joined by Pete. Hello Pete, thanks for coming on, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, it's lovely to see you again. Do you know last time you were on, that was one of our highest viewed shows ever?
If only I was paid on a per view basis, eh?
No, you brought the man candy and the views with you. Thank you so much. And Rohan, thank you for coming on, mate.
Evening, chaps. I am going to have to disappear because my son has escaped. So give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm looking forward to this.
Where is he held? Is he held
Go find
captive
your
somewhere?
son.
I'm gonna go find my
Go
3-year-old.
find your son. That's more important, to be honest, than the show. So Rowan will be in and out probably, looking for his son. And Alexis, hi mate, thanks for joining us.
Evening, sir.
Evening. We did have, well, we thought we had Ben's collectibles on tonight. There was a slight misunderstanding, which was on our side, not Ben's at all. But he is coming on next week, which is absolutely amazing of him to do that. So he will be on next week, which is great. Today we're going to look at the TFUKcon. That's coming up 4 weeks to go. 13th of May. I'm really excited. I've just booked my hotel. It's going to be brilliant. We're going to tell all about last year, all about how you can get tickets if you want to come, and have a little discussion about our favourite convention memories. Plus we've got our top 5 most underrated masterpiece Transformers, which I'm looking forward to. We've got all the news and everything else. Now, are you ready for the news, Mr. Alexis?
I'm just checking my hotel, make sure I've got it booked for the 13th.
Cool, do that. We'll wait. So guys in comments,
We're only live.
We're just waiting for Alexis to check his hotel. No rush.
I'll do 12th to 14th.
Maybe do just check your online shop as well, Alexis.
Yes.
Just check your online shop, make sure
Alright.
you've got.
I'll just do my correspondence. No, I'm good. I just wanted to make sure because everyone booked theirs. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty sure I
it's
put mine
cool.
like
No,
a
you
year, put mine like 6
Don't
months
do it
ago.
before the
so-
show. Do it during the show. That's always the best time. I'm just
Okay.
playing Candy Crush, so I'll be a couple of minutes.
Do you still play
That's
that?
this level. Yeah, I'm over 3,000.
I'm still smashing Tetris, mate.
Right. Are
I'm
you
ready.
to
I'm
use
ready.
yet?
I'm ready.
Should we
I am
smash the
ready. I'm
news?
ready.
Well, it's not up for me to load, so.
Oh, well, why don't you get the video up and then it might
Andy,
appear.
come back, Andy.
I dropped some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Oh, that was close.
Fucking hell, like magic that was.
Magic.
Oh, do you actually? I don't know what. Well, I don't know where this shit is. So, this came in 5 minutes ago. This is Rise of the Beast.
Hasbro
Rise of the
Speed
Beast
Racer.
Mirage. This is Mirage. Rise of the Beast Mirage. This is.
It just looks so lifeless.
It looks like another monkey.
No.
It does look like
oh.
Chipmunky, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What we can do though, because we can draw a smile in his face. Oh, hang on, I cannot draw a smile. How do I draw a smile? If I go to pen.
Andy, come back.
Oh, here we go. If I draw, I can
Andy,
draw.
Jamie, well, James got issues
How do I
with
draw a
the internet.
smile? And if I go to
Andy's
note
off.
lines, squiggle, here we go,
Right,
pen, and then I can do a. Why is it doing that all the time? I want to draw a face.
It was
and
Uncle Ben in Spider-Man that said, "With great power comes great
There we go.
responsibility." Once, wasn't it?
It was.
There we
And
go.
Hasbro
He's
screwed
happy
it all,
now.
haven't they? Screwed
Yeah.
the pooch.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Look,
He's
that-
happy now.
Cool.
Seriously though, this is
There's
supposed
his
to be
back.
the best character in the Rise of the Beast film. This is the character that's
Is
supposed
it?
to attach to humans. It's supposed to be the fun character, and this is what we're getting as the toy for it.
And this isn't the cheap toy. This is like the normal main toy line.
main
The
line. I
studio
think
series.
there's going to be 2 versions on there. There's going to be a mainline version and a studio series version. I believe.
Yeah, there will be. This is mainline, isn't it?
It's the
There's
mainline.
going to be a shit version and a shitter version.
I mean, at least the car mode looks
Yeah,
okay.
that looks good.
Yeah.
There's his box, which he doesn't look anything like the box, does he? Like the colors don't even match, really, do they? So, but the really important thing is we can put a smile on his face as well, and we can do it in the correct color. We can go.
Oh, get the stick.
There we go.
You know when you tell a joke and then you go back and revisit it just to make sure everyone got it like 10 minutes later? This is it.
All right.
If it's Alexis, it's just one long joke.
Good job we haven't got many photographs to go through tonight. I'm trying to fill.
I was going to say long it out.
Every single
Back of the
one.
box. All right, let's move on.
Right, cool. Keep
sorry.
going.
All right,
Let's
and
go,
then we
let's
have
go.
this rumor report today of other figures coming back out. Dinobot and Cheetor apparently come out in their, I guess, more accurate colors. Or is it Beast Machines?
makes sense.
No, it's not. It's not Beast Machines, is it? No. Okay.
This is
Dinobot was the name.
Beast
Cheetor
Wars,
is. Yeah, the
Dinobot,
Cheetor
Beast
is.
Machines, Cheetor.
Mm.
Interesting. Core class.
Wow.
There we go.
They will look bad.
Then we've got whatever this is.
It's
Optimus Prime Beast
Meets
mode.
Predators.
He's the leader.
From
Meets aliens.
Rise of the Beast. Is this from Rise of the Beast? Is it? So spoiler alert.
Must be, yeah.
He turns into a lion, I guess, in the movie.
Well, so
Or-
remember in the Unicron trilogies, Prime would merge with Leo Convoy. So is there some sort of merger going on there? Because we've had Leo Convoy in the Legacy line this year, haven't we? So that could be a
Okay.
spoiler. For
Well, you got
something.
his. This is his alt mode here. Oh, hang on.
I think they all
Yeah,
make
well,
this a bit like a
Hang
Star.
on.
It's that dumpy
It's got a
truck that they did.
it's got a sword on the back, on the side.
They've gone for the Berkshire bin lorry approach.
It's got eyes. You see those deadly eyes on the front.
It's got sounds on. It does sounds and lights. So
What scale is this? Is this a leader class or
Titan.
it's that tool. It's about that tool.
It's actually a bin lorry.
Alexis's
Actually
little
a bin
fingers?
lorry.
Let me just
Kill you
measure
with my
it.
thumb.
Let me measure it. It
Oh,
is. It is 820.
That was Rohan. That was Rohan's fault.
If it doesn't
What's
say on the
next?
box, move on.
Right. Moving on to Legacy breakdown with some flared wheel arches.
Right.
Along the
so
nose?
It's a rumor, isn't it? There's the rumor that there's going to be there's some photos.
Toy
of it
version.
being-
Toy version.
of it.
Oh,
This is
really?
the toy version here, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's got this symbol just to the right. I guess that's what the toy had there.
Strange though. Hasbro they don't normally do this, do they?
No.
No, I mean
Like
it's a shame
toy
they
deco version.
no, but they have. So we've got different color gun, and a spoiler is different apparently.
Wow.
Bigger.
Slightly smaller, it looks like.
Slow day.
Is
in
it?
Are they going to test the water maybe before releasing them all?
Oh, that's a good idea.
What in toy version could be. I mean, that looks better to me, and I'm not saying that because I haven't bought Breakdown yet, which I haven't. So it suits me to a T, but it does look better to me.
Well, it depends if you want them in grumpy mode or happy mode.
Hmm.
Do you know what?
So
We can make them
grumpy
both
mode.
happy. We can make them both happy modes.
Listen, what you do with your toys to make them happy, I don't want to know.
I like my Stunticons to smile though. I like to think of them having fun out on the road.
Yeah.
This is true. Even Dead End, he's a miserable son of a.
There you go. Hey, he's got a couple of little bits of vinyl now, and some blue suede shoes. And look, he's so happy.
It's cool.
Right. What's next?
Rise to Beast Cheetor in Cheetor colors. I guess.
What the fuck is that? Mode?
Oh, this is the core class, yeah.
Is it core class?
Ah,
Okay.
Yes. It
not
looks
four
like
class, is it?
absolute. Yeah.
The head's
know
all
what to
right.
say.
The head's all right.
Cut the head off and just keep that.
Count the head, mount
Knock on the
the
wall.
mount the head.
It's like trophy, like you've been hunting.
You know what? It's like when you're in school and like you make your own like animal, you sew it and you stuff it overstuff it with stuffing. You're making your cuddly
I
toy.
just remember that David Attenborough documentary. It's just beautiful watching the cheetahs with running free with their grid eye and bits of metal sticking out of their chest. It's a real. It's so accurate, isn't it?
It's like
Pete,
it's
is
like
your
if,
alternate name Lord Chumley? You can have all heads.
It's true. It's true.
it's Cheetahs sponsored by Greg's because he's a fat bastard.
Jesus.
So
Right. What's
he's
next?
DLX RC. So I think DLX is the slightly smaller versions. I don't think it's the big versions. 8 inches tall, yeah. How big's the other one? I have no idea. I think it's the 8 inches is what, 24 centimeters. So it's the taller version actually. This is the Prime and Soundwave they've done. I don't think they've done any other. Oh, they've done Bumblebee as well, and and they've done Blitzwing. They're all around the sort of 200, 250 mark. So managed to be about 200 pounds. Non-transformable, obviously. Heavily articulated hands, swappable hands, lots of accessories, light up eyes, comes with a stand as well. So
you collect these, don't you, Alexis?
I'm probably selling mine off because I just haven't got the room for them, to be honest.
They are expensive. I mean, they look brilliant.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope once you start getting it. It's like, well, they're lovely to display and pose and things. It's like, depends what sort of collector you want to be, I guess, really, doesn't it? So,
yep.
And I think that's the end of the main line. So if you want to, if you want to get the 3D, the third party one up, Paul.
I want to collect hearts. That's what I want to collect. Hearts of men.
Paul,
you've already got mine, sir.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
It's under video clips.
Believe it or not, this is the fun part.
Thanks, Lee.
There we go, and we're leading off with Magic Square putting a foot up his ass there to make the combined mode. It shows the.
How long did you work on that?
About 10 seconds. I had another one as well. So
He's been working on that all week.
I thought it was like a foot butt plug, and I thought no, he's sticking his foot up his ass. So this is obviously Magic Square Brawl, which looks quite good. Hopefully, it'll be in the same sort of plastic that their Stunticons were, because that was a better plastic than like 99% of the other bots they've done. Really,
I disagree, but yeah, fair enough.
It's good. Looks good. There's the box art as well. Heavy
Looks
Gunner.
really good.
When are we going to get it, Rohan? Like,
April.
I ordered it ages ago. I know I didn't
Yeah,
give you a few,
April.
and you're not in charge of Magic Square. But April, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently late April, early May, it's coming. So because all the pictures are there now, we should be getting it very soon.
Oh, brilliant.
Is it a different type of connection port to the Stunticons? It is. It looks more secure. Because I remember. I think. Oh, hang on, too far. Because you can actually tilt it. I don't think I had the down the other image. You can tilt it as well. It's got a lot more articulation, hasn't it? Yeah, you got his proper ankle tilt, haven't you? So.
Yeah, better than the Stunticons and the Constructicons by the looks of it.
There we go. And then we've got some in-box images of the new Make Toys cone heads. So we've got Ramjet there, and I'm trying to work out what that sort of T-shaped white piece is just to the right. This here, I'm not sure where that goes. If that covers up his chest plate, or if it's
on the back, maybe.
It could
I
be.
wonder, could that be the accessory from the episode Raiders of King Arthur's whatever castle or whatever it was, where he has that battle shield and he's on a horse? Is he on a horse, or he's on Ravage or something, and he's fighting against Hoist?
Is he?
Probably not, but
I have to watch that one again. Let's just check because Frost has got one as well.
Flexing. You're just flexing now, Rohan.
So
I haven't got much here to flex. So.
these do look really good. They are really well made.
Yeah.
They are really well made. I'm just waiting for Defamation in Space. Really, that's the only thing. I sold off my my Dirge, you see. So, but they're about 115, I think, each. So they're quite easy to get, and you can pick up the Dirge actually if you're quite frugal and look around on eBay. You can get Dirge normally for about 95, which is I think what I sold them for as well. But they are well made. I just don't like the fact that they've got the it's a fake, obviously, nose cone at the top of the head, and they have the real nose cone at the back head. And anyone who's had a Make Toys Seeker knows that nose cone pops off quite regularly during transformation or just articulating. So it's a minor gripe, but I do think they are still probably the most posable. There's almost like Japanese anime-esque posable figures that you can get, probably more posable in Defamation Space. They seem to just have a bit more flex around things like the wings and stuff. I don't know what it was about them. I've got got some images I can share a bit later if we've got time. So what they look like pose. Moving on, that was it for news. So I dipped into a few customs that I like the look of because we've got time. So this was a custom of Cheetah, which is just about the rise of Beast Cheetah, and this comes from Andres Rivera, which actually, if they did a paint job like this, Hasbro, it looked freaking awesome. I don't know what you got. It does. He's made it much better, hasn't he?
It's really good.
I mean, I'd call him Spots. I mean, he just pops.
That's why you don't name square transformers.
I've been learning from Alexis.
Oh dear, going full Alexis. What else have we got here? So we've also got a Rotorstorm. We've got a couple from Milo, actually. Milo Lopez Banderas, and that's a really cool name as well. He's done his sort of G1-esque Rotorstorm, fully transformable there. I'm not sure which figure he used originally, but it does look pretty spot on. Gone, Rohan.
Could it be a whirl? It looks similar to a whirl. Maybe the Thrilling 30s one.
It could be, actually. Yeah, it could be. It looks almost that there looks like, reminds me of a Switchblade a little bit. How that used to be. The copter mode before the wings came out. Which is good there. And then
creativity from the customs guys is just amazing, isn't it?
It is brilliant.
It really is quite ingenious, really.
I saw a few of these actually. I picked this one. I like this one. This is a Crasher from Tim Garjan, who's done. So you got the original GoBot Crasher on the right there, the toy version, and obviously he's then used. It looks like the roll calls it reveal the shield Jazz there, and then turn that into Crasher. And I did actually see someone was selling 3D. I couldn't find it. 3D like tune accurate Crasher heads to go on the Mirage repaint retool, which looked spot on to Crasher from the cartoon. So if you want to get the maniacal Crasher heads, they are out there on Facebook somewhere. You just got to hunt for them, and I didn't spend much time looking for them. So, but they are there. I saw them in the last week. We've got then a Straxus here, which is in motion. This is Dale. So his name was so good he named himself twice. So he started to make a Straxus out of Galvatron there, which is the.
Can you zoom in on the head a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
I can zoomio. I could be zoomio for the day. It's not a very good download, obviously, but move it across.
It's so clever. I'm in awe.
He's also got, if you see there, he's also got the posable hands there, which was quite interesting as well. So I don't know if they're 3D print. They look like 3D printed posable hands because they're blank again. So that's a lot of energy there to go into that. What else we got?
So is that Select Galvatron? Is that Select Galvatron? It must be.
That's the one. Select Galvatron. We've got the Autobot Fast Cloud Raker and Fast Clone or whatever it's called. I can't remember the names. That's it. But this is done from Milo Banderas again, using the Mirage mold in clever ways there. And the paint jobs look pretty good there. Love the head sculpt on those.
The Ormos look good as well, actually. I mean, they've done a fantastic job all round.
Yeah.
I can see some hands.
Stop it, Paul. Stop it. I knew you were going to point that out. And then this is a lovely tattoo. I just came across this in one of the groups. So I thought I'd just share this tattoo. And this is from Stuart Tyler. And he says he doesn't share much in this sort of area, but this just looked quite good. So I think this is the sort of thing that we should all chip in for and get Ian for his wedding present.
I think so, yeah.
I'm sure his missus would be very happy. Yes, I'm sure Mrs. would be very happy with this.
Just wheelie on his face there.
Well, the G1 toy wheelie rather than wheelie.
That's it. Exactly that. So.
The amount of detail in that is ridiculous. That it looks epic.
What in
yeah. And then we've got so Louis Gallant has sent in pictures of their 3D. So we're on to 3D printed now. 3D printed Metroplex, which with I don't know if that's the world's smallest Transformer Prime there, but obviously that's Mega Supreme from the Chuck Line.
Dr. Wu Prime.
Dr. Wu, wake up now.
Nice shot the back there, get me going. Very clean all the way through.
It is very clean, yeah.
Stands at 41 inches to the top of the antenna as well.
See, I can fit that in here. Yeah, that's fine.
and he does take a knee as well. So pretty good there. And he's got a nice ab crunch as well, as you can see there. Then we move on to Legends class.
Oh, yeah,
Again,
this
someone's
is cool.
doing this is Jezbot's builds. And Jezbots has done
You just did your
Legends
burp there.
Sunstreaker. No, I coughed. I had a cough.
Was it?
Um,
Looked like a burp.
Oh, I put my hand over my mouth and coughed.
Looked like you done this. You went.
If you
Now
insist.
you're making me.
And you can see nice clean alt mode there as well. Looks pretty good. And it scales there with all of your wonderful magic square bots as well, if that's the sort of thing you want. And
Is?
that's everything. That's all the news. And more.
Great stuff. So what's coming up next? So next, let's talk about TFUKcon, if that's cool. We'll move the discussion forward, and we'll go through that now. If that's
You
right. So
savage you.
why? I know.
You know,
I
it's just
am
like Lord
flying
of the
Mix it up.
Flies.
Seats
It's
of
like
my
Lord of the
pants
Flies.
tonight.
Lord of the
Flying
Flies
by
in
the
here.
seats of my pants. So we've got, so I can get the guests up. So you have, it's the 13th of May. So we've just got 4 weeks to go until we'll be in Birmingham for this massive convention. So we'll be there. We went there last year. It was so much fun. How did you guys find it last year?
Amazing. The best convention for me of all of last year.
Cool.
Wow.
Some high praise there.
Yeah, massively. I'm gutted. I missed out last year, so I am super excited about this year. I can't wait.
And I guess for those who haven't been, it's a bit different to normal conventions. It's a really tight-knit community. Everyone's really super friendly. They all want to talk and chat. Everyone gets involved as well. So if we see people sitting alone, or everyone gets brought in and we buy you a drink and sit on the tables. And I can show you what it kind of looks like. Basically, the day you can go anywhere in the hotel, but we've got basically that's the room you're in. So you have these big tables and you sit there with other collectors. There's always loads of rooms. There's always loads of people inviting you to sit down. What you can't see is just to the right of that photo, so there's a bar there, which is brilliant if you love alcohol, because it's open all day long and the staff are so lovely and nice.
Clyde's lovely. He does come. He will serve you anywhere you are in that room, even
Yeah.
if you're actually on stage.
He did, didn't he? It was fantastic, and you basically sit there and you just get all these amazing guests just come up on stage, and they do like sort of an hour of chatting and stuff, and you can make your way around the room and stuff, and then they'll do like a break for like 30 minutes so you can all chat and stuff. There's toy collectors you can buy. There's a Toy Fu I think are going to be there. We have an amazing collection of Transformers for sale, all for a good charity as well. Rohan, are you there this year?
I am there this year. I've got over 100 bots I'm bringing down, so hopefully there'll be something for everyone, just like last year.
Fantastic. Prime Time Toys. So Greg, he's going to be there with his guys, and they're going to have loads of stuff up for sale. I think there's some stuff like there's going to be some exclusive. I haven't got a picture, but Lucan's doing some T-shirts, which are all done now, and he's going to be private messaging people to pay up to get your exclusive con T-shirts. I'll try and get a photo of that in a minute. But yeah, it's just an absolute brilliant day, and it's so good. You make friends, you chat. Like there's loads of people I've never met before, got to see for the first time there, and it was just a brilliant day.
And it's probably fair to say that it's perhaps a lower key version of TFN, isn't it? And
It's super chilled.
It's a lot more
stress to-
personal,
yeah.
and it's a lot more personal and stuff. And if anything, if you're thinking about dipping your toe in the water on the convention scene, TFUK is a great, starter. And then if you enjoy it and you feel like, going to the bigger brother kind of thing, then TFN in August, is the next logical step. But I think what strikes me with both of them is, they are similar guys that go. They're lovely, they're friendly, it's fun. I think it's just a laugh. It's just a laugh. Whether you're into alcohol or you're not, it doesn't mean that people are going to be any less sociable or, any less up for, having a great time and stuff.
There's loads of people not drinking.
Yeah.
Me being one of them. I don't really drink. Rohan as well. And there's loads of people drinking, like Alexis and Jamie. So there's a whole smorgasbord of different people there. But the great thing was just everyone just got on, had a brilliant time. And yeah, I was going to say the same, Ed. It's like a gateway drug, gateway convention. Bigger
That's the exact way of describing it. That is the exact way, Ed.
But yeah, there's loads of people, and I just think the great thing was everyone was chatting, and friends were being made, and you could see you could move from table to table. But it was just super chilled, and you just get these amazing guests as well. So if I get some of the guests up, so Ben's Collectibles, he was there, and they stay, like, they come down. So I'm going down on the Friday. I'm going to go down Friday night, see everyone. I've got to pick up Chris McFeely from the airport, take him to the convention, because he's flying in for it,
Cool.
which will be awesome. And then we will stay for drinks and stuff, and then the next day you have all the guests. I don't know who I'm probably looking at. I love Ben's Collectibles. I'm really looking forward to seeing Chris McFeely on stage. I've seen it at TFN. He was brilliant. Simon Furman, he was brilliant last year. So he was there last year with Jeff Senior. I think we've got some photos.
Do you know, I remember actually meeting Samuel Welton at TF Nation a couple of years ago, actually, and he was quite shy. And it's really amazing to see how he's come on now into doing what he's doing as well. So I'm looking forward to catching up with Sam again. He's now an MMC designer.
That was Bobby Skullface who went live, and the chap sitting next to me actually stood up, walked outside, and got on camera with him, and kind of saved the day, didn't you, Alexis? So Alexis started interviewing Bobby Skullface live on the Saturday. So yeah, well worth coming down the night beforehand if you can. Tickets are only £35, which for the amount of guests you see is an absolute bargain. And of course there's loads of Transformers for sale as well, and there's food and drinks and snacks and stuff. There's Transformers the show as well. We do an evening gig, so once all the main acts are finished, we get on stage. We gave away about 20 robots last year in the room of about 80, so like 1 out of every 4 people took away a prize. Really funny night.
Are going to be doing a game show themed, participation themed experience. Think Transformers the show meets the Generation game, but just don't bring your dad. Bring your mum if she's fit. Paul would like that. Paul would like that.
Luke is now overrun with people asking for refunds.
No, I'm not bringing my mum. That's the hotel, the Strathallan. It looks
Oh, that's it, mate. If
different.
people are sitting on the fence, that's
Yeah,
going to
that's
sell
going to
it.
take you over.
The donut.
The thing is it's circular, so you can just go around in circles for ages.
It's a fucking donut. It is a donut.
It's
It's,
a
it's
donut.
hollow in the middle. It's hollow in the middle.
It's
So
got
if you
parking.
don't,
Loads of parking.
there's
Free
free parking, which is good. And if you don't know where your room is, if you get lost, just keep going around till you find it. Not gonna, yeah.
There's the TFUK admin crew. They're doing a panel as well. Jim Sorensen is going to be. I can't remember. I think he's live from the US. I'm not sure if he's going to be in person, but I think everyone else is in person, which is super cool. Just really excited. So yeah, the hype train started, and I can't wait next week to see Ben.
When is it again, Paul Farrelly? 13th of May?
13th of May, which is a Saturday. You can come down on the Friday night if you want. The hotel I looked at, I think it was about £60 a night. You don't have to stay at that hotel. You can stay. There's loads around the corner within walking distance. But yeah,
That aren't shaped.
It's a nice part. I will say actually, it's actually a really nice part of Birmingham. It's literally a good. It's a good. No, as I say, it's a good cricket ball throw away from the oval. So like if someone has a big bat that day, they hit it pretty close to the car park. It's just down a few doors down from that actually. So it's a nice
All right.
part.
So you've asked people to bring their mums, and you said there's a chance their car is going to get smashed with a cricket ball.
No, it's not. It's a.
You're single-handedly trying to stop people from coming.
Pretty much.
Plus we'll be there, so you can chat and have a beer with us. And please do, if you're going there, please come up and say hello. It's nothing better than catching up with people who have a similar interest and are really cool. That's probably it for TFUKcon. We're going to go on about it next week as well. We'll have Ben. He was there last year. It's just cool. Like on the Friday, like Simon Furman, Jeff Senior, they were just hanging about having beers. And then they stayed the next night and they were hanging about having beers as well. It was awesome.
And it's a really informal atmosphere. If you go to somewhere like TFN and they're on stage and you've had a question you want to ask them for the last 30 years, that you've been involved in the fandom, but you're not brave enough to ask. Like Paul was saying, they were in the bar last year. just chilling out, having a drink, and they will talk about Transformers more than we will. You know, they've made a career out of it. Listen, if you're not going, you should. End of subject.
Definitely. We can't wait to see that. Cool. Right, let's get back to the usual program. We'll pick on that next week with Captain Ben. Let's do pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
Cool. What did you get this week, Alexis?
Oh, I got stuff. I got some stuff this week. I actually got stuff. It arrived in the post today. I got a text message from the wonderful, illustrious, reliable, fucking DPD. I hate them. Text message saying, your package has been delivered. I went, fucking door ain't rang. And I was like, I looked at the delivery notification. I was like, it's a photograph of my package outside. I looked outside and I was like, it's fucking raining.
Oh, no.
Didn't even ring the doorbell. So I got it in, got it in the porch, let it dry off a little bit, and then I got it in. So I got 4 items today, which are quite nice. As I build up my items and I just send it off. I just try and save on postage. So the first one I got was a replacement Dr. Egg. If you recall, I had one. I've got 5. I've got 4 up there, and so 5 Faces of Darkness style. And then I've got my replacement body because this is what broke last time. So I've got that, which I'm gonna put the other spare parts and I'll put the faces on, and then it'll be displayed up here. I'll just do a quick flash so you can see what I'm talking about. It's those guys up there. So I have a little display because I love my movie shit. So that's my movie.
Very cool.
That's my movie space. So I got that there. And then I also got. I'm just gonna stretch because I prepare yourself, Rohan. I got Michael.
Yeah.
Michael,
you have a thing for Michael.
I do.
Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Hey, I saw they're doing a Guardian robot version of him, which looks pretty cool.
They are. He does look really cool. I think if you haven't seen what this guy looks like, go to watch. Deluxe has done a comparison between Pengu and Michael from New Age, so you can see what they're like as well. And he made an interesting comment as well about Michael, which was if they didn't do one with electronics all in, and it was like £50 cheaper or something, that'd be totally acceptable, right? It's a good robot. So £90 compared to 140, and then I think people would buy more. They'd sell more personally.
Yeah,
I don't know how much electronics cost. I don't know if that's. I'm putting a number on the electronics. The electronics could cost 15 quid, right? I don't know. I'm assuming they cost a bit more than that because electronics are always quite difficult to actually design, make safe, pen tests. You've got to make it, secure, safe, all the rest of it, all that stuff. So reliable.
Bubble Jumper said, "Will you review?"
Unlike DPD.
No, Ed, he won't because that will involve taking out the box, which he doesn't do. But thanks for your question.
I do that.
If he did, it would take him about a year to do it. So.
I've got.
It's a tough crowd, mate, isn't it? It's a tough crowd.
Paul, where'd you find
tell it as it is?
Where'd you find these jokers, Paul? I've got Kang Toys Mini Headstrong, the second in the Predaking Legends scale. You get these, Rowan?
Nope, not a fan of the. They're very design articulated, aren't they? I know Ian showed them off, and they're quite sharp and.
Yeah, but if someone just designed, and again, Legends figures are much easier, and I know people, right? A third party head, a G1S Predaking head, it would look. I think it would look pretty close.
Yeah, potentially.
So, Darth question. How
Yes,
do
sir.
the Legends? How does the Legends stuff shape up to it? Because I guess, no pun intended. I know Rohan's obviously saying that the ones that Ian's got, for example, have got enough blades to start a samurai school.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's
the Legends one like? I think we should have a live unboxing.
If I can remember where I put my dive bomb, it might be quicker just to open the box. To be honest, I can't find
that. That is what he was saying. So
yeah,
Can we get the guys in the chat to get behind a live unboxing for Alexis, please?
I do have dive bomb somewhere around here.
Let's do it.
Fresh. Just I haven't got him.
Get your pom poms out.
Where's my Legends figures gone?
And
No idea where that's gone.
He's actually doing it, which is good.
Yeah.
Whee! Box.
He looks pretty.
So
pretty
that's
good.
Tantrum, not Ramhorn.
What did I say? Headstrong.
Headstrong, yeah. But he looks really good in alt mode.
Well, that's what he'll be in, like in leg mode, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was one of the stronger bots, wasn't he?
Mm.
So this is what they come in this wonderful packaging, so you know they're safe. And he comes with his, as I said, his foot turns into a stand which can hold other bots, which is quite good. And then it's not sharp or spiky at all, really. It's just really cool.
Yeah,
I
that
like
doesn't
them.
look too bad.
Yeah.
Really
I might have to
clean.
look into them a bit more.
Really cool. They're about £40 each.
Wow.
So you look at £200. No, £200 for the combiner.
Right.
But they're solid as fuck. They're really good. Like, I think they're probably like be more solid than the bigger ones, because like it's just not as much like moving around, like not as much weight behind it. But to be honest, I mean, Ian's had one issue with his, hasn't he? So
Was that that he severed a main artery in his arm?
it was I can't remember what it was. He said one of the connection ports, right? And this is why I've been a little bit terrified about putting mine together. But this guy's he's really good.
Mm.
I think he'll look really good on your third party shelf in any mode, to be honest.
I thought they were a lot more sort of aesthetically designed to be out there, if that makes sense. Not so tune accurate, but
Do you know what
they
some
look
of them
sort of
are?
in between, don't they? Yeah.
Some of them are like the colors are. I think. I'm trying to think which ones are. Like, I mean, mainly it's who's the main one? The main lion dude. Is it Lion Dude? That's his name, isn't it?
Razorclaw.
Razorclaw, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Panthro, right? So he's the main, yeah, he's the main one, which is stylized, right? And he's got the main aesthetic. He's the focal point, right? So, but again, I think it's still the best one out there. Like to be honest, for you, Rohan, you might as well go for the MMC version, like or the Jim Bao version. The Jim Bao version you get for like 90 quid, which it still stands at about.
Anyway, that's not. You didn't pick the Jim Bao version up.
No, I didn't. I got parkour. I got Fan Toys parkour.
Hey.
Cool.
So I'm excited about this because I do like a cliff jumper.
I've heard he's a
Always like
bitch to transform, though.
Do you know what? Interesting comment, right? It's always a bitch to get him to go into vehicle mode, not the other way around, because you're trying to collapse things in rather than things out.
Right.
So why don't they send them in vehicle mode? Because they're trying to do all these clever little things to make it into a penny racer car, right? Which they've done a really good job of. If you can pass your, exam to get there, so
Panther exam.
It's true because you could take your pictures in vehicle mode there and then, couldn't you? And then when you transform it, that's
they used
the
to.
majority of people are going to display it as.
They used to always come in vehicle mode, and they used to have to roll them back, which is what people tend to do, right? They have it in vehicle mode, look at it, and they have fun, and then they go for the transformation, then it's in vehicle mode, and then they leave it, right? Now people just go, oh, do you know what? Because I've got to put it back into vehicle mode and then put it back into hang on, Jet from Gladiators. I've just got to read that.
Jet from Gladiators to transform Unicron at the next mini TFN.
Breaking news.
Yeovil Aerodome.
Breaking news.
Released. It must not, I repeat, not turn into all night rave.
Very good.
She was at Reading Comic-Con last year.
What she's a local girl because she's done Panta at High Wycombe before when I was 10 years old, and I was disappointed when she wouldn't come out and actually I could ask her to marry me, and I got given a signed photograph by her bigger of a bodyguard. So I was 10 years. I had permission from my parents. It was fine. I was 10. The law worked back then. So what we
wasn't a photo. It was a restraining order.
I was 10.
Right, any other pickups?
So,
concentrate.
No, that was cool. It. That was it.
Rohan,
oh, there was one last thing I did want to just say quickly. Apologies, very quick. That is at TFUKcon, I will be challenging people to a game of Top Trumps with Megan Fox in. So if you're brave enough to challenge me to a game of Top Trumps.
Wait, have you changed all of her stats to like 10 out of 10? for everything.
No, but she is now laminated for her own protection.
Ooh, okay. I don't want to play with your cards, mate.
Or Megan Fox is walking around like this with laminate all over her.
Right, Rohan, did you pick anything up this week?
I did, thank you, sir. Yeah, I've got a couple of bits. So first and foremost, this will be coming up for sale at TFUKcon. Is Generation 1 reissue Megatron, who is quite hard to get hold of these days. It's the Takara box set version, and yeah,
Oh wow,
glory, yeah, all complete and whatever.
Can we make him big? Can we make him big, please, Paul?
Just Hodimus said that his dad's been really poor. So sorry to hear that, Hodimus. Hope he gets better soon.
Hope he feels better, mate.
Sending our thoughts and love.
Make him big. Can you do it? So I broke it. I know I told you off last week for doing it.
You did tell me off for doing it.
This week I'm saying that's you.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't actually had this set before, it's quite nice. You get sort of a booklet pamphlet in here, gives you a little bit of information about all the various different characters. If you can read Japanese, it's really helpful. I can't, but you know, shiny pictures. And then on the inside, obviously, all the accessories and whatnot. You get a nice mouse mat with this guy, and yeah, some other little bits and pieces. It's also an actual pellet gun, so you got little pellets in there you can fire.
Wow.
So, yeah,
is he MIB or MISB or?
He is MIB. So he's had his stickers applied and been put back in the box. He's in perfect condition, but yeah, opened.
And was the original one a pellet gun as well, or is this like the Takara's new thing?
The original G1 one.
Yeah.
The original G1 one was not. Only when they did the Encore book collection and Encore versions, the reissues, basically, they included the pellets. So I've got another one which I'm also selling, which is an Encore version which comes in the 2009 packaging, and that one also has the pellets in it, but the original one didn't have it.
And they all come in books today as well, the Encores?
No, so this is the Takara book collection. These come in the book style. The Encore ones come in like two different versions, so you get the original style box with the flap at the top, or you just get a plain sort of box. I'm going to move on now because I can see some faces.
It's like Rohan Sales Corner.
Hey. The other thing I got this week is a Generation 1 Snapdragon boxed. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the insert. The figure itself is complete. Comes with the instruction manual. The box is in actually reasonable condition. Unfortunately, the seller had taped the flap shut, so I've had to open it up. Yeah, but it's all complete. Got the robot points and the tech specs on the back there, which is cool. Yeah, and nice little bargain for me. 70 quid, so I will be keeping him because I do not have a boxed one. I also picked up from a chap on the groups. I was doing a deal on Legacy Evolution, Shrapnel, and Prowl, $15 each, and some other Bumblebee from the movie line, which was just crap. But if you want one, he's got loads more. I think he had like 30 of each, so 15 quid each is a 10 quid saving off the shelf, which they are literally 25 quid at Smith's. So yeah, bit of a deal there.
It's a quality fun little bot as well.
Yes, absolutely. And the last thing I got, and this is a bit of a weird one for me because I don't generally collect movie stuff, but this is the what's it called, Garage Bop It, some retro rock garage Bumblebee, and you open them up and you get a cool gold coloured Bumblebee in there, and on top of that, if you just fold out this piece here, a couple of very rare G1 late G1 cassettes, which you can't buy anywhere else for some reason. So they were reissued as part of this set. And
what are they? What cassettes are they?
I don't know their names. They're not Overkill and Slugfest, but they are dinosaur ones. So not the common ones. But yeah, two of the others. I'll send you a link.
Is it now 23 to 26?
Yeah, probably.
No?
Yeah,
No,
I got it.
That's me, I think, for this week. Thank you very much.
I'll go next then, seeing as Paul's busy. I picked up a cold this week.
Yeah, you both, mate.
Which was lovely. So I got some Blue Roll and I got some Strepsils. My bin hasn't been this full of tissues since I was 16, I don't think. I then got Master of the Universe Origins Ram Man in the game sale for £4.98, which is a bargain, I think, for what he is. Dual axes, a bit of Excel graph banter there for the Friday night crew. Yeah, falling on deaf ears, wicked, excellent.
I didn't get the joke. Hang on.
Dual axes.
I thought you said dual action.
Two axes.
Yeah.
You can do graphs that have a dual axis. So dual
Oh,
no wonder nobody laughed.
mate.
right.
Seriously.
Okay. Sorry.
School is not in session, sir.
Obviously not. And then
Thank
no,
God for
it
the
wasn't
return of
that
the
bad.
trombone.
You just didn't get it. It wasn't that bad. And G1 Weird Wolf.
Ooh, that is cool.
Which, I mean, technically I didn't get it this week. I got it in 1987. However, he is quality. Look at the articulation. The arms go up and down and everything. Because I didn't get any bots this week, so I just had to pick one that I could use. So yeah, I think I got it this week in 1987. Either way, quality bot.
Nice.
Very good.
And that's me. Should we
We'll
assume
have
that
to,
Paul didn't get anything?
Over to Paul.
We'll have to come
Empty
back
chair.
to Paul, I think. We'll come back to Paul in a minute. So, have we got a Rohan score this week?
We have.
Have you got it, or has he got it?
He's got it. I mean, I can't load it up, unfortunately. He's
got it. He's got it, and I can't see it on the screen. It's not here.
There he is. There he is.
It's all right. He'll come back soon, so we'll be able to.
Literally.
Dino sets a Dial and Zor apparently. Dino
That's
sets.
the two. Yeah, they're quite hard to get.
I'm looking on TFUKcon now. Like I can't see them anywhere on there actually. Oh, hang on. There's Zor Dial. I can't see them.
One's like a pterodactyl type thing.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one's like a velociraptor type thing.
Oh, okay, very cool. Fantastic. Paul, what did you get this week?
There was a sale on at Master Replicas, and I ordered some rare Eagle Moss starships, but they haven't turned up yet. But Eagle Moss went bust, didn't they? So they lost it. This company called Master Replicas has picked up some of the old stock. Some of the stock which goes for like hundreds of pounds, and they're doing it for like £40 a ship, which is kind of what it used to go for anyway. And every Friday night at 9 o'clock, bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, they release. So this time last week on the show, I was busy ordering it, but they didn't turn up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them.
So are you going to be? So did they? Sorry, 2 questions. Did they do all the ships? And are you going to get all the ships?
They did all the ships. They've done hundreds though, hundreds and hundreds.
Wow!
So they've covered pretty much almost off as many ships as they could. There's probably a few or 3 or 4 they haven't done. But yeah, I only collected the Federation ones. So, but I've got over 100 just Federation.
Have you watched Picard today? You watched Picard?
No. I haven't watched it. Don't tell me. No.
Like Alexis has watched it.
I watched it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lucky's had time to watch it.
I don't want to know. Don't talk about it. I can't deal with any commentary. I know it's meant to be a good episode because I accidentally saw someone say I don't want to know anything else.
Oh dear.
Right.
That's the worst.
That is pickups done. So, should we invoke the gods and get a little bit of Rohan on? With Rohan's actually here. This is amazing.
Do you want to introduce it, Rohan?
This week on Rohan's Corner, Rohan is going to be doing some shit. So I was in 2 minds this week. I had 2 ideas, and I sort of clumped them together.
I meant just do Rohan. You know.
I'm not as good at that as you guys are.
Should we make for the gap of Rohan then, Paul?
Rohan.
Is it Paul, the Joy Toy Collector? Andy, the Newcastle United fan? Jamie, the GoBot hater? Alexis, the salesman? Rohan, the man with the plan and the Wall of Fame? Might just be Rohan's Corner, Super Transformers guy. Rohan's Corner, poking Hasbro in the eye. Oh, he's so fly, a groovy guy with a beard that just won't stop. When the bots get rough, he's super tough as third party cleans up. Rohan's Corner, Super Transformers guy. Rohan's Corner, poking Hasbro in the eye. Hello everyone and welcome back to Rohan's Corner. And this week I've got two bits of information I want to discuss with you, all relating from the same influence that came about when I rewatched one of my favourite films, which is Tron from 1982, the original film. And believe it or not, I never really got to watch Tron as a kid because when I was growing up, I was born in 1984, and so as a result, I missed out on the original film coming out, obviously. I didn't really actually see it until Tron Legacy came out in 2010, which I saw first, believe it or not. But the point is that in those early 80s, late 80s stages, because I was born in 84, I missed out on not just Tron, but a lot of the sci-fi era that was kicking off, including Transformers seasons 1, 2, and the movie pretty much, because I was too young really to enjoy it, being born late in 1984. So for me and my brother, who's actually a couple of years younger than me, we actually got our first taste of Transformers by watching them on VHS, which were rentals from our local VHS rental store. We used to watch episodes from season 2, the likes of Megatron's Master Plan and Key to Vector Sigma, etc., the ones that you've all seen, Starscream's Brigade and Bruticus's Revenge, those sorts of things. And then some episodes from season 3, which were also available, some not so interesting ones like the likes of Dark Awakening, which at the time we were not really that keen on. They had the Rebirth, so we watched that as well. And of course they had the movie. So, late in the 80s, early in the 90s, we were watching all these over and over again. So many times we wore the tapes out. We were probably the only people who actually rented them as well. And then towards the mid-90s, we started doing a lot of trips out to the US, to Florida for family holidays, which was cool. And when we would go, we would look for the equivalent of car boot sales, because that was where we were picking up Transformers and we were, picking up some gems in those. However, in America, we weren't really able to find any car boots or flea markets, which did very much. So we actually cottoned on to pawn shops, which is not the kind of pawn shops you all are thinking about, but the exchange shops where you can get cash for credit based on handing on some items. And believe it or not, in the mid-90s, late 90s, this is where my brother and I first cottoned on to season 1 episodes of Generation 1. We were able to go out and buy from pawn shop previously rented, I presume, videos of episodes like Roll Up For It, Divide and Conquer, Fire in the Sky, SOS Dinobots, episodes we had never seen before. It was the first time we had learnt that these episodes actually existed, let alone had seen them. And that was very case in point from the fact that when we watched these episodes, we were like, are these real? Are these actually Transformers? They look and feel really different to what we were used to for season 2. So it took a little bit of getting used to, but we loved it obviously all the same. Then in 2003, my brother and I went to our first auto assembly up in Birmingham. I think I was around about 18 or 19 at the time. And we saw them show on the big screen for everyone to watch Changing Gears. Now, again, this was an episode we had never seen. It's an early season 2 episode, but actually looks and feels like a season 1 episode. We don't get any of the introduction of the new characters in this episode. It's the existing ARC crew cast. But it was epic because in Changing Gears, when we first saw it on the big screen, the first scene we saw was Ratchet performing a Streets of Rage-esque flying kick through the air at Thundercracker, taking him out, which was just something we never ever thought we'd see in Transformers, let alone from a character like Ratchet.
Anywho, after this, we started to collect more and more of the VHS tapes, and we were getting towards the end of the 1990s, early 2000s, and VHS was obviously getting moved out for DVD, but we were able to pick up some gems. We pretty much collected all of the Generation 1 VHS collection that was available in the TFUKcon, which you can see. I'm sifting through all my pictures here. But on top of that, we started collecting, obviously, the NTSC USA episodes that I mentioned before. Also some remastered episodes from the US in box sets. At the same time, I also started collecting some Australian exclusive episodes that were not available here, the likes of Web World, until eventually we got such a large collection of VHSs that they became totally redundant, of course, because then the DVD box set started coming out. Episodes were available online, and we managed to download them and watch them off the internet. All 98 episodes by the mid-2000s downloaded, which in those days was dial-up and was horrible. Eventually, we would sell them on when we moved house in 2017. I kind of miss it, but at the same time, they're kind of worthless now. The artwork is the bits that I miss the most, and there was a whole thread about this on Transformers Unlimited earlier this week, which is why I'm talking about it. Anyway, the thing about all of this that led me onto this was Tron and Tron Legacy in 2010. They are two of my all-time favorite films, especially Tron Legacy. The visuals and the audio in that film are phenomenal. The storyline is good. The concept is amazingly excellent for me and out of this world if you think about it in the context of 1982 and what they were doing at that time. It was very forward thinking. Probably the best visuals of any film that I've seen in the last 10-15 years, and that's including all these CGI animated movies that are coming out today, the likes of the new Star Wars, the likes of the Marvel films, even the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay ones and the more recent Bumblebee and potentially the Rise of the Beast one. I still feel that the color schemes and the way in which light was utilized in Tron Legacy is at a different level, and it does help that it's all dark and that you've got a lot of emphasis on the light and it illuminates it massively. But on top of the visuals, we have the audio, the soundtrack, and the score, and the background music, and the intermediary music and sound effects. And just as much as the visual effects made that movie come to life for me, the audio, because it was so unique, it was so well orchestrated, and so in line with the theme, in my opinion, came across massively and beat me on the head. And Daft Punk did a fantastic job and really made that movie come to life as a result of it. And if we think about Transformers the movie, the only Transformers the movie, the best one, 1987, it also did this as well. If we think about the soundtrack to that movie, all of it coming together really made that movie come to life just as much as the storyline, which was ridiculously fast-paced, and the audio had to keep up with that, and the visuals, which were decent, but obviously not on the levels of Tron Legacy. Maybe it's a little bit dated now, and it was all focused on rock and potentially could have been a little more distributed, and I feel like the theme of sci-fi goes well with techno and that type of Daft Punk style of music, so a little bit of influence from that wouldn't have gone amiss. And especially looking at the Michael Bay and live action movies that we've had since then, they obviously kept with that same rock theme and didn't really try and integrate anything else, and I feel that was a missed step from Paramount and Hasbro. There are a couple of other movies that I feel this is a very clear point in, and you look at the likes of Beverly Hills Cop, the series. I really feel the music being upbeat and punchy and cheeky really comes across with the character of Axel Foley, and then you've got the dramatic bits in there which really hype it up at the right times. And Gladiator 2, where Hans Zimmer did a fantastic job turning that up to the max on every single song, every single moment, every single beat of the drama in that film. And so the point is, a lot of my favorite films have got epic themes and epic soundtracks and epic scores to them. Like, for example, the excellent work that Clint Mansell did on Moon. If you've never seen that movie, check it out. One Guy on the Moon, the soundtrack has to be absolutely amazing, and it is. And so Vince DiCola did a fantastic job on Transformers the movie, combined with the likes of Stan Bush, the Instruments of Destruction, Kick-Ass, Inspector General, Lion, and of course Weird Al. But the live-action Transformers movies for me haven't delivered as well as Tron Legacy did. I mean, obviously the visuals were good, they were paid for a lot, so they should have been good. The audio was decent, but the likes of utilising Linkin Park and The Used, Green Day, Goo Goo Dolls, Stained, Imagine Dragons, Steve Jablonsky, and more. Some of the songs, some of the score leaves that memory, and you can remember it in your head for years and years, but not much. The majority of it is just like, what was in that part? I don't remember. Generic music, generic battle, generic rock anthem theme. And they weren't distinctive enough. Whereas, the likes of Hans Zimmer, Clint Mansell, Daft Punk, they really stick, and they stick to the film in which they came in, because they give that emphasis of the theme in which the film is generating. And I feel like the Transformers movies missed out. So what do you all think? Obviously the live action movies had a lot of shortfalls, but could the audio have been better? Could they have teamed it up better with visuals? Could they have teamed it up better with the theme? Could they have done a better job on the song selection creation? And would that have elevated the films for you in each way? Or probably would they still be trash because of all the issues that we've had with them? Do you agree with me about the impact that music can have on these sci-fi adventures? And should we be hoping for more moving forward in the likes of Rise of the Beasts? Although I'm not hopeful, let's be honest. But the Bumblebee movie was better. There was a lot more retro in there. It was fitting with the theme of the film. And I guess it's easier when you're doing a film in the 80s, but still, they had to put work in to make that work. And it did work, in my opinion. And of course, just before we go, we have the next installment of Dinobot War. It feels like this story is going on for a while, and the majority of the votes were for page 44. In other words, if you think he should stamp the ground with his massive foot, Sludge that is, not me, then turn to page 44. Sludge lifts his foot and brings it down hard. A violent tremor shudders through the ground, unbalancing Ravage at the moment he fires his missile. The deadly proton missile shoots wide of the mark. It misses its intended target by several meters. Grimlock struggles out of the mud. Now, Ravage, we can resume our battle, he roars. Ravage glares at you and Sludge with a wild snarl. He turns and runs off into the undergrowth. Sludge starts to lumber in pursuit, but Dinobot leader Grimlock calls him back. You cannot catch him now, says the Dinobot leader. None can find Ravage when he does not wish to be found. At that moment, there comes a harsh shriek from the sky. Looking up, you see a robot pterodactyl spiraling towards you. Turn to page 34. Swoop, calls out Grimlock to the newcomer as he glides towards you. Have you found the others yet? Of course I have, jeers Swoop. I can see much further up here than you can on the ground. Slag is spoiling for a battle as usual, but Snarl is weak from the lack of sunlight. Swoop wheels and flaps away across the treetops. He makes no allowance for the fact that you cannot move so quickly on the ground, and Grimlock and Sludge have to break into a lumbering run to keep up with him. He leads you on a clearing with 2 more robots. The Dinobots are assembled, snarls Grimlock. Let the Decepticons beware. Turn to page 38. Grimlock surveys his troops. Now it's time to resume our Autobot forms, he tells them. In the past hour, you have seen more astounding sights than in the whole of the rest of your life. But what happens now is the most staggering thing of all. In a series of clicks and whirs, the bodies of the Dinobots begin to change. The mighty metallic flanks open and swing back, rearranging their outward appearance until 5 sword-wielding robot warriors stand in a circle around you. Snarl's transformation is the slowest. As the last of his golden armor pieces swing up and latch into place, the mighty robot says, My solar cells are not receiving enough sunlight in this mist-shrouded place, he says. I am sluggish. That's the worst thing about California in the year 4 million BC, says Swoop to you with a chuckle. The weather's so lousy. You almost pass out from shock. Your worst fear is being confirmed. The strange device you found beside the saucer has somewhat carried you back millions of years in time. Turn to page 39. Doubtless you are all wondering why I have summoned you here, says Grimlock, leader of the Dinobots, to all the other Dinobots. The Dinobots grumble, especially Slag and Swoop. Silence, roars Grimlock. I will tolerate nothing less than complete obedience. Slag turns and points Dew. Why do we discuss our battle plans with a human child in our midst? He demands. How do we know that our every move will not be observed and reported to our enemies, the Decepticon? If you tell them that you can help their mission, turn to page 41. If you leave them right now, turn to page 40. Okay, so last week I said I was pretty sure I knew what you would choose. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to choose this week, but I'll let you choose and we will resume next week. For another week, I've been Rohan. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me. Back to the studio. Transformers, Rohan's in disc.
Cheers, Rohan. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Loving the Jack and Ori there. Like, you should do bedtime stories. Bedtime stories with Rohan.
I think I'd need to get a license first.
It's the voices. I like the voices. Like, you know, you're doing you're wasted in your current profession. So
there is actually, believe it or not, someone posted on TFUK this week asking for vocal talents, and I might put myself forward. I know Odimus Prime has put himself forward. I might have a go at one or two of them.
Send me the link. I wouldn't mind having a look at that. Tag me in it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do.
Everyone's going
because again, I guess it's like, does it fit within that person who's put the link on? Who's looking for something very specific. It's like, does it fit with their character? Right.
He's looking for about 10 different roles, so there's loads of things to go for.
There we go. Tag me. I'm up for that. I've got my voice, but
Alexis, voice to do it. I've got some VHS. I've got Transformers the movie '86 VHS.
Nice.
You can remember these? Oh, I was so excited when these came out. I only got 2 of them.
Yeah.
But the Sony Wonder series, I guess.
That was late '90s, very early 2000s, and it wasn't soon after they brought out the DVD box sets.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's quite a rare one.
Only Human.
Yeah, that I think that was the only way of watching Only Human on VHS.
Oh, was it?
Was that one VHS?
And bonus episode, but they don't tell you until you get to the inside. It's also got the Ultimate Weapon. But, I mean, how crap is that for Avatar? You'd think they'd put something on the outside. Why didn't they write on the outside? It's got that episode as well. You have to open it up and get into the case.
You're paying so much for a 30-minute episode, and then you're like, bonus! Yeah.
Guess what? It's got other options. But I remember going to the rental shop, the little one, around the corner from us, independent, and we had friends around, and Mum was like, "Come on, we'll go and rent a video." And we got I can't remember which one. It's the one with the spores, where they turn everyone evil. And
the Return of Optimus Prime.
That's it. The Return. I'm so excited.
Hate Plague. Everyone's got the same voice.
okay. But false advertising, because on the front it had Pan Master Prime, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fucking that's fucking clickbait.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Should we
so
do some...
so what? Oh, sorry, Paul. I was just saying, Rohan, what was your other idea you had for this week? I was interested. I do want to just comment on your music as well, because you're right. If you ever try watching a horror movie with the sound of Julie Andrews' Sound of Music on the top, it just ruins it. Yeah, I think if someone did actually put some of the key live action sequences and put on some of like the Vince Dakota stuff on there, I think it would actually hype up the overall experience completely, and actually might almost make Bayverse cool. So what was your idea?
The two were the Transformers, the VHSs from the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and then the second one was obviously the music part. So I didn't manage to cram it all in the episode, but it was a long episode, so I apologise. I will try and get back down to normal length episodes at some point.
But today,
not this year. No.
Yeah.
I'm going full Alexis.
That's good. No,
why wait for the director's cut when you can have it this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nolan cut. Right, cool. It is now time for foreplay.
Foreplay.
Oh, I had a brain fart then.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is TFUKcon 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Right, that's really interesting. Bumblejump said the only way to watch Starscream's Ghost was on the compilation video with that.
He's right.
And something else. Cool.
It was in Humanoids.
No, I had it. I've still got it.
It was in Humanoids.
No, I've got it on the VHS with something else. Not Action Force, with something else.
Ed, he's accusing you of lies.
I will have to find. No, because that's how I saw it. I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it. I've got my VHSs.
There might be another one, which was Starscream's Ghost and Cosmic Rust.
I had it. I think it was Starscream's Ghost. I'm pretty sure it was either Ultimate Weapon, or it was So I think Ultimate Weapon and Carnage and C Minor were together, and then I want to say Starscream's Ghost and
Tangent.
Yeah, I believe you, Ed.
Right.
In Humanoids.
Is going full on now.
Nightmare Planet.
So today's foreplay is we're going to do our top 5 most underrated masterpiece Transformers. So it's just one each. Top 5.
Top 4 then.
Top 4, yeah, but top 5 gets the views. Underrated MP. But who would like to go first?
I don't mind going first, considering I'm not a massive masterpiece collector. So I've got 2 here. One kind of doesn't count because it's not actually been released yet, but I am really looking forward to the Star Toys Blitzwing figure that's coming out soon. I've pre-ordered it. It is the absolute best toon-looking, accurate Blitzwing we've seen so far. Looks absolutely fantastic in all 3 modes, and even beats the McFans Toys one, which I think right now is the best one that we got from any scale or any manufacturer. So yeah, really looking forward to that. The second one is probably the only other masterpiece figure I've got, which is
1 second, just pause on that point. You've actually pre-ordered. You pre-ordered.
Star Toys. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Why Blitzwing? What's it about Blitzwing that made you?
I love the character. So Blitzwing's character for a start, it's just brilliant. Really, really love the character. But also, it's the 3 modes. You can't really get better than a tank, the jet mode that he has, and then the angry, gruff-looking figure that he is in robot mode. And episodes like I mentioned Lord Chumley earlier, the episodes like Prime Target and things like that, and Triple Takeover are brilliant episodes. And then post movie, when he betrays Galvatron and gets exiled from the Decepticons, brilliant storyline. I wish we saw Overcharge and we saw more about him. So yeah, a great character, and I just love the 3 forms he has. But yeah, the one I would choose if I had to choose one, which has already been released, obviously, because Star Toys isn't now, is the RP44 Fans Toys Astro Train knockoff, which I think a lot of people would say is a good figure, but it's bulky and it's hard to transform, and it's a pain in the arse. Let's be honest.
That's not. It's pretty good. I transformed it back to back, 3 modes, 17 minutes.
Really?
I had in a light box. I was trying. Panther. I did it like this on camera, like this, I did it in all 3 modes, and then I deleted it because I didn't realize I was doing this. I'm like,
of course you did.
Yeah. It's like,
wait, was this about the same time you did Unicron as well, or?
Yeah. Paul saw it. James saw it. I was trying to do MP transformations for the channel, and I didn't like the light box. It was just too frustrating to try and transform something behind a camera and the microphone.
Paul can't even look at him. He don't even want to look at him and call him a liar.
Paul the tones. Paul the tones. I think I'm going to look at my iCloud. I've got the video somewhere. I do have the video somewhere. iCloud, come on, iCloud, save me. Transform Astro Train.
This Astro Train figure, I think, is the perfect scale for Astro Train. Remember when Siege Astro Train came out and everyone was like really disappointed because it was like a really stuffy little Voyager class figure, and we were all like, why wasn't he a leader class? Why wasn't he a commander class? That would have been perfect. That figure fits in perfectly in that scale, and I've taken a few pictures where you've got Legends class bots walking towards the back of him in Astro Train in rocket jet mode, and they fit perfectly. It's that scene from the movie where Megatron's being carried by Soundwave and Rumble is behind him with his gun, and they're just boarding at the back.
I've done the same thing. I've got this. That's what actually, I've got the photographs. I try and find the video. I will find it before the end of the show.
That's my choice.
Yes. Okay. So would you say why? So why would you say he's underrated as a figure? What is it about him that you like about as MB?
It's just not enough fanfare about it. I mean, considering how good the quality of the execution has been on that figure in terms of the articulation and in terms of the aesthetic, I just feel like he doesn't get the praise. Like people go on about Coot and they go on about Sovereign and some of the other characters that I can see in Paul's background. But I just feel like not enough people talk about Thomas. Choo choo.
Cool. No, agree. Right, who would like to go next? I don't mind going next, actually. So, my one's up here. Well, actually, I keep them by my bed. This is Buttered Box of my one, which is Unique Toys, Octane, or Provider. I love this guy. I've always loved him. Like, proper being in love with him. It's probably one of my first MP was Sunstorm. I can't remember which one, the official Takara one. But this is the one which just absolutely fell in love. And you know how hard triple changers can be to transform. When they're in MP scale, they can be even harder. This transforms, I promise you, like a chug. Like, it's almost effortless how you transform into a plane from a robot mode. Really, really easy. I've always been in love with him. He sits by my bed. He is someone who I pick up every now and then, and I give him a little transform, put him into plane mode. The plane mode is astonishing. The truck mode's okay. It's not perfect. I mean, you look at that Star Toys Blitzwing, that does look phenomenal, all three modes, and I don't think you see many triple changers who land all three modes so well. But this one, the truck mode is really good. Like, it's not perfect, but the plane mode I think is perfect.
The plane mode
is absolutely astonishing. So yeah, Unique Toys, Provider, Octane would be my one.
I think that's a great shout because, like you said, how many great Octanes have we seen through the years? Like 1, 2, maybe? That is a brilliant choice.
Yeah, and it's not too steep as well to buy. See some of the back. You can actually see what his play mode looks like. That's the play mode there.
Yeah, we've seen your picture of it, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you, sir. That's the truck mode, which is fairly decent as well.
It's not bad.
And then you've got this astonishing robot mode.
I think the alt modes are better than the robot mode. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I like him. I just didn't like the robot mode.
Interesting head choice, isn't it?
Yeah, he's quite small as well as a triple changer.
MP.
He's a bit more large head than Octane. Again, Octane's one of my favourite characters. Maybe just all the Decepticon triple changers, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think they all kick it out of the park, and that's another good reason why I think he's a good choice.
It's just a brilliant transformer. Like, he's just brilliant at transforming. He's fun to transform. You don't need the instructions. It's intuitive. And if anyone's looking to get into MP, yeah, it probably is. It's weird because he's a weird scale. It sits between Chug. I mean, he's MP, but it's probably size-wise you'd want him to be a bit bigger. And you get KFC Stratotank as well.
That's what I've got. Yeah,
mixed reviews.
Yeah,
it is bigger.
He's got
MP.
His alt modes. His plane mode's pretty shit, to be honest. Stratotank's plane mode's pretty shit.
I'd love a big plane. I'd just love to have a transform which turned into a lovely Boeing 747. Like, that would be perfect.
Not an all tanker.
Yeah, or drop the all tanker mode. I quite like that. Just have the Boeing. If they like Titan, it was Titan's Return Prime would have been really good, which was based on the Octane mold. I think would have been a really good transform.
Yeah,
if
it
they
was.
just had it in the truck mode and just the robot mode. Would have been sublime. But that's the sacrifices you make when you're a bloody triple changer. Right, who would like to go next? I'm going to turn Kate Bishop.
Alexis, yeah, mate. Mine
Right,
is
please get your
unique.
music ready, Pete. 2 secs. Where's Pete's music? There it is. Right, go on, Pete.
Mine is unique. Unique Toys Alan. Unique Toys take on Springer.
Sorry.
So
I don't know why that's your music. There's no
it's a good choice. I love him. I think the head sculpt, the fact that he's just so chunky, he feels bulletproof. like you could give him to a child to play with and not worry about them breaking a masterpiece figure, or you could bludgeon a burglar to death with it. It literally is solid as. The bot mode is a great representation, I think. You know, the helicopter, the car mode, I think it's underrated because, you know, there's so many versions of Springer now out there. You know, there are.
Oh, loads.
And, you know, some are quite IDW-esque, some are a bit more G1-esque, but, Alan paved the way, I think. I just love... I know he isn't, but he has that kind of Transformers animated feel about him because, the colours are quite, they're quite big, they're quite vibrant. Everything feels like really blocky. I love him. It was
just his feet, right? Like the fact that he had yellow feet, because obviously the way he transforms, that's what people like disagreed with around him. And I see it, and you see people paint the feet, but then it doesn't look right. I think his helicopter mode, like, it's very like cartoon. It's very animated style, because it's like almost like soft pastel. And I remember seeing one at TFN. I was like, "What is that?" I went over, and often I go, oh, "What is that Transformer?" Like, I went over because I'd never seen it like in the flesh, or in the robot, shall we say? But yeah, he's an impressive specimen.
And I've just put the Toy Hacks labels on him, but I've had him for about 5 or 6 years, and I've had the labels 3 or 4, and I just didn't want to put the labels on because I just loved how blocky he was, and he's just so simple. But anyway, I'm not in love with Unique Toys Alan. That's just my favourite underrated MP bot.
Brilliant, cool.
Great
Ed
choice.
said I was the whitest man alive, which is actually incorrect. It was when Alexis done the rap from Vanilla Ice. Can you do it again?
No. I retired from the rap game.
You've retired.
You've retired, or you've been retired.
I didn't want to get rap at a crossroads or something. I wanted to live a long and lonely life. And I get wrapped out. So
it's true. There isn't enough Blazing Squad played in mainstream media anymore, is there?
Right.
I hate Blazing Squads. I really hate Blazing Squads.
Right. So what were the conditions of this, Paul? There was one underrated masterpiece bot.
You can have 2 if you want. Alexis.
How many can Alexis have?
I've gone for 1.
Have you?
I've gone for 1. I had 1 in mind.
To start with, an aperitif, palette cleanser.
Let's go over to Redding's answer to Shamil.
So far, we've had 4 triple changes. So, is it a triple changer?
Yeah. No, it's not. It is MP Bumblebee, the original MP21 Bumblebee, which comes with Spike in the exosuit as well. So he was one of the first ones which came out, which I thought was underrated. He's very clean all the way through. Some people think it's a little bit dumpy, which he might be. But if you look at, I've got parkour out of the box now, and he still scales quite well.
Yeah, they're good scale.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So
parkour looks good, isn't it?
He's a fun transformation as well, isn't he?
He is. He transforms very similar to the actual Chug version. This is obviously what led the way.
Netflix.
The Netflix B, yeah, he transforms very similar to Netflix B, really. But he's super clean at the same time, really. So for me, really, like, it's all about like this guy here. He's still, but I bought the version 2, and I sold them off because I wasn't terribly pleased. This guy for me just does it for me at the moment. So I do actually have one of the red figures as well, which is again slightly bigger. So I'll just get them for people watching.
Just while you go and do that, the red Bumblebee, for anyone watching, don't buy it. It's far too big. It doesn't scale with any of the other red figures at all. It's the same size as Prime, basically.
It scale for me. It's on my movie shelf. So this is the figure. This is Spike that comes with. This comes with the Bumblebee I've just shown.
Did your arms come off easily? Not yours.
You get these.
The toy.
This guy. You get these. These two come together. He transforms as well. But the red Bumblebee. He's quite big. He's quite big. So he is quite big. But I have him on my movie shelf, which movie bots are quite big anyway. So for me, on movie bot shelf, he's bigger than Bumblebee. It does tend to work. Like it does scale quite well. So
everything's better in the movies and bigger.
Everything's bigger on. Yeah, the camera adds £10, as they say. So that was it for me. I had that figure. I have found as well my Make Toys Seekers figures as well. So when we get to the end of the show, I will show those photographs off as well, if that's okay. Just to show.
Oh, I didn't know what I mentioned in pickups. Sorry, go on.
No, just to show the articulation. Because you talked about it in the news. And I still think they're the best.
Pickups, Durex.
Right.
I still think they're the best posable figures, like Seeker figures you can get.
I think you're the best posable Seeker figure you can get.
Depends on what you're seeking.
I got COVID.
Yeah,
this week.
very good point, Rohan. Very good point.
I picked up actual COVID. I didn't mention that in my pickups. Massive amount of COVID right at the start of the week. I was fucked. Like Monday and Tuesday. It's true. It's not that nice, is it, when you get COVID?
No.
And I still think, like, even now, like, if I go for a wee, I'm a bit like, fuck, I have to hold on to things. That was tiring. I'm going for a laying down wifey. I'm a bit knackered. So apologies if I look rude.
Did you treat yourself with a sit down wee?
No, I often do.
It's nothing like
it's the little things. It's the little things in life.
It's like you go into the toilet, you go, do you know what? I'm going to treat myself today. I'm going to have a sit-down
I've got
wee.
a convention story about a sit-down wee, which I had with 2 other people in the same cubicle, but I might not share that.
Are we moving on to the discussion?
That is a massive toilet.
Can you share that online? Or hang on, Pete was involved, was he? It sounds like Pete was involved.
No, there was a member of staff involved. There was a girl involved, and it was all purely above board.
Yeah, it sounds
three-way.
It was a posh wee. Right, which brings us on to the discussion, isn't it? Everyone's
a Dutch wee.
Dutch wee. Have you ever seen that?
Were you just sat down in the urinal?
People kept coming in. It's like, for fuck's sake. Now I realise it was just a seat in the bar, and I was really trapped. No, I'll tell you that once we're not live on the internet. That story. But talking of stories, we're going to do our best convention moments ever in discussion time.
We now return to the Transformers.
Cool.
Ed is displaying his middle classness in the chat. Ed and his quilted toilet paper.
Oh yeah, you need it.
Triple quilted.
Yes. Because your bum needs comfort as well.
Because it's worth it.
So
because it's worth it.
We've all been to a few conventions. And I don't think it has to stick to mainly Transformers ones, but I always find Transformers ones have the best stories, the most fun times, and the most adventures. But it was just about what your best bits of conventions have been so far over the years. Any funny stories? And Alexis, I don't want to tell him any of those stories. I'll keep them secret. But any above board stories?
We're not going to talk about Canal Street then.
Canal Street wasn't a bad thing. I went to go to Canal Street. It was next to the hotel apparently. Instead of going to Canal Street, I jumped on a tram, which took us 2 stops away from the hotel. I got off. It didn't feel like the safest place in Manchester, and I was like, no, not safe. I was a few pints to the wind, and got a taxi back to the hotel in sheer panic. Went to my hotel room, went to bed. I was only 41 at the time.
I think for me, if you said Transformer Convention, the thing that sticks out in my mind most is the Stan Bush concert in 2018. It quite possibly when you've grown up listening to the the soundtrack and stuff like that. And I never went to America as a kid. I didn't go to other conventions. It was, if it wasn't within driving distance, and I never went. So for TFN to get Stan Bush there, and get him prepared to do a concert, it felt like Christmas.
In the hotel.
I think I weed a little bit. It was freaking amazing. And I think what was so good is, the majority of concerts you'll go and there'll be some people there that have just gone because they've got a free ticket or whatever, but everyone in that room loved Stan Bush to another level. I mean, you even felt it on the opening ceremony on the Saturday morning when they do the roll call of guests and stuff, and they left Stan Bush to the end. The guy got a standing ovation, and that was at 9:30 in the morning. It was mental. It was such a good weekend, and even thinking about it now, it just makes me smile because it was such a quality night. You know, and you try and explain it to friends after. It's like, oh, yeah, he'd done the soundtrack of like 2 films back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But
and his encore was there again.
Yeah, but the place was
lit.
Absolutely
Everyone was
rocking. Yeah, it was amazing.
Like 500, mainly
Yeah.
males, just going.
Yeah, sing the song again. Sing the song again.
Everyone was just grabbing each other, going, "Can you believe this is happening?" And it was insane.
It was quality, and even in the bar, afterwards, you know, the atmosphere was just, I don't know, it's so buoyant and so happy.
Yeah.
The man was treated like a god, and for a weekend, and that's probably why he still does it, right? Because
he's still doing it.
Yeah.
I took my kids
my
to it.
best.
So that's the only convention I've been to where I took my kids, and one of them was like 6 months old. So we got parked right at the front. So anyone with, because there was hardly any, I think we were the only one actually with a wheelchair. Not a wheelchair, there was wheelchairs there, but I was the only one with a pram, so they moved us straight to the front with the wheelchairs and sat us there. You know, you can go there. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And even now, like the kids will watch Transformers the movie, and they love the song Dare.
Yeah.
Like, you were there, like when that song came on. You were actually.
Yeah, my boys love it in the car. They like having it in the car actually. He put Transformers on. I was gonna say Stan's actually doing some Cybertruck Spree. Another friend of the show. They are actually going to have a concert with Stan Bush.
Really?
Tickets gone. I don't know if they're Canadian, so maybe Canada, maybe America. I don't know. But tickets go on sale in May. So if you go on to Cybertruck Spree's Facebook page, you can see the information about it there. I literally saw it before I jumped on, so I didn't have a chance to look through the hundreds of comments that were there.
It's in Pennsylvania at Retcon.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a state in America.
Yeah, so you obviously get a decent price on the tickets. However, the travel will be a little bit expensive.
Add to it. Oh no, what a moment. Alexis, come on, what was your favourite moment so far?
What's my favourite moment? Probably when we gate crashed RJ's mum's.
Whoa! We.
I was not involved.
Yeah.
Actually, it was RJ. We went there and we went to casino and RJ couldn't get in because he wasn't old enough, so we couldn't go to casino. I think he has to be 20. I think he has to be 20. I think he was 20 at the time. He has to be 21. Or something like you didn't have ID. So there was room, something like that, and we couldn't get in. So we went. I was like, okay, it's been like 4 hours. We're going to go to a restaurant, go get a bar drink. So I said, yeah, can I get a bottle of wine, please? I went to the hostesses at the figure. Oh, have you got a table? So I went, yeah, I am sat in. I just blindly pointed and went, that one over there, in the corner, that one there. And then I'll bring it over in a minute for you, sir. So I went and sat down. I sat and I said, look, I'm really sorry for interrupting your meal. I've just ordered a drink. My friend, we're really thirsty, but I'm just gonna, when the wine comes, I'll give you the money for it, and then I'll go off. I looked up. It was RJ's mum and his stepdad.
Really?
And then I look over where the entrance is, and I see RJ and Mei Lin, and then they're going. They're talking. They're going. Let's go. They point it over to us, and I was like, and RJ went, head in his hands, like, what are you doing? Because he thought I deliberately picked him out, right, in this random restaurant in like the other side of the complex in the NEC, like in random restaurant, random table, and it was like a magic show. Like I went, yeah, that one over there. It's just coincidence I actually knew them, so it was rather funny at the time. So
what's your favorite pickup you've ever bought at a convention? Would you say?
Ooh. I don't tend to buy pickups at conventions often because I
don't really.
I went for a Make Toys Utopia, but I think it was about 20% overpriced for what I wanted to pay for it. So I decided not to. I think it sold in the end. The Make Toys Utopia still eludes me. I'm trying to think if I bought anything else. I remember the very first time I went to, it was auto assembly at the time. I looked around. I was actually no, yes, because Sam bought me my MP10 from there, and it was like it was deciding, do I want the one which is in the Hasbro one or the Takara one? I remember the Hasbro one being in the proper the Hasbro one came in like the Takara box. The Takara one came in like with a plastic front that came in with the TFUK. It was like more toon colors. It just didn't look quite as official, so I went for the boxed one, which both had the trailer and stuff, and they're both the same price. I remember now, like I think the Takara one obviously is a little bit more expensive now these days in comparison. So,
what about you, Rohan? What was your what was your first convention, Rohan? Because you've been doing this a little bit longer than
yes.
me. You've been going to conventions. Did you ever go to one with Hasbro?
I didn't go to one with Hasbro. What I did, I'll tell you a couple of things. So my very first Transformers convention was the one I mentioned in Rohan's Corner today, which was 2003. So that was, I believe, only the second or maybe maximum third ever UK-based Transformers convention. And being 18 or 19 at the time, I don't think I would have been allowed to go any prior to that. But yeah, it was cool. And as you guys said, we went there. Me and my brother were really in awe. And I think there's a picture of us with Dave Bentz standing next to us, who looks about 40 years younger. But anywho, we didn't buy too much there because prices were like massive and whatever. But it was just that sort of experience it, and we got the bug a little bit. But we didn't go back until 2008, and my story comes. I think it was 2008. My story comes from 2008 because in 2008 I was just transitioning out from working from Hasbro to just a private company, and I contacted the guys at Hasbro and said, look, I'm going to be doing auto assembly again this year. Do you guys want to sponsor us? Do you guys want to get involved? It's been 5, 6, 7 years now, and you guys haven't done anything, and everyone in the UK is like, they just don't care about us. So I said, look, we really should be doing something. Even though I was no longer affiliated with Hasbro at that time, I was saying we should do something. And they said to me, well, we're basically babies, we're scared, so here's a bunch of product, go and take it with you. And that was when I took the
I want to do that with Joy Toy. Sorry,
that was when I took the Transformers animated resin statues, which were part of a massive raffle that was going on that year, and we had a stand, me and my brother. And it was actually that year this story's going to come from. It's not to do with Hasbro or anything, but we used to do a raffle at the end, and there was a charity raffle. I'm pretty sure they still do these. One of the last items up for sale, I don't know if you guys remember, Beast Wars Optimus Minor was a Scout class figure, really shit figure. It was basically a little monkey instead of a big monkey, and the old mode was like slightly different from the robot mode by nothing. And this thing was just, nobody loved it. Everyone hated this figure with a vengeance. And the bidding started like 5p or something. People were like bidding stupid money, 5p, 10p. Nobody wants this thing. Then all of a sudden, it went through the roof. People just started paying like 50, 60 quid. And what it turned out was, at the end of the bidding, whoever won it got it ripped out of its packaging, stamped up and down on it in the actual convention, and then I think they took it outside and burnt it, which was quite cool and funny. So yeah, that's my memory that I want to bring back to you guys.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
It was a terrible figure though. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave just said, amazingly awful. I think the best bit about it is just getting to know people. Like this, it's crazy that we do this show now, which is on episode 168, which is normally about 2 hours long. So that's 380, is it? Episodes, just over 390, almost 400 episodes, hours of television that we've done on the back of just catching up at shows and chatting. We've had meetups, haven't we? We've been to Newcastle, we've been to London, we've been to Birmingham quite a few times, Manchester. All over the country. It's all on the back of the conventions. I think what's really cool about the Transformers ones is I've been to loads of conventions. I've been to PlayStation ones and Sony ones and geeky ones, and they're alright, but there's nothing like the Transformers one. When I took my family there for the first time, I was like, fuck, these guys are so cool. And you can chat to them. I was like, I don't need you to come next time, family. I'm going solo.
You stay home.
Yeah, because you don't. And I'm not massively an extrovert. So I sometimes find it hard to sort of just start a conversation randomly with someone. It's a bit weird when you're like 40 years old, going up to another man, going, "Oh, can we be friends?"
Like, well, I came and spoke to you first, didn't I? I came.
You
and
did,
said,
yeah. You came straight up and had a chat. It's good because we had T-shirts that year, didn't we? So we could identify. He was from.
I said, "You look like a cool dude. Can I talk to you?"
Now you know the truth. Cool at all. But it was brilliant, wasn't it? And we just all get on and have a laugh and chat and stuff. So yeah, there were so many, just little things. Like I remember getting an Uber for the first time from convention. Andy ordered it. We all jumped into it. It took us literally 2 minutes away. We got out. It was really close. The late night drinks, arm wrestling with you, Alexis, in the bar on more than one convention. The cool people you get to meet, like I've never met Hugh, but I know you guys. I think you have, haven't you, Alexis and stuff?
I have a little chinwag.
He was at TFUKcon last year.
He was, yeah. Oh, he was brilliant, wasn't he? He stayed there.
He was excellent.
Time. I'm always too shy to go up and say hello. I always think, I don't want to do it. And then I'm normally sitting next to you, Alexis, and you're shouting, "Hello, Hugh." What was it you shouted last year? The few and the many, just randomly shouting.
You're few and far between.
That's it.
You're few and we're far between. Let's get closer, have a pint.
Yeah. But no, it's all that which makes it such a brilliant community to have a convention in.
Oh, do you know I bumped into at the football the other day? Timmy Mallet. Forgot.
Really? Did you say that to him? Forgot about you.
No.
I haven't seen you since Auto Assembly 2004.
Last time it was Chris Stark I bumped into at the football. No, this time it's Timmy Mallet.
This is a different discussion you're doing now.
Ross Kemp.
Sorry. So big people we bumped into. I was like, no, it was this week, so it was literally it was on Monday.
So Paul, what was the best convention purchase you've made?
Best convention purchase. Oh, that's a tough one.
Discounting that box of red wine from last year.
The box set.
Yeah, if you want tips on how to save money with drinks.
That didn't
the box set we all want.
Yeah.
There's been a few actually. The one which has eluded me is I always wanted to get from the convention the I can't remember what it's called now. Do you remember the Optimus Prime that turns into an intercontinental ballistic missile? And
Yes.
Oh yeah.
G.I.
isn't it?
Joe.
Yeah, you got it's not Unique Toys, Toy World. No, it's not Toy World. Is it Unique Toys?
Fan Subby, isn't it?
No, I've had
it's
it.
not
It's a really I've had it. I had it. Oh fuck! It's the I know what you mean. It looks like double dealer in alt mode. Then turns into you have it in Prime colours and GI Joe colours as well, and they've got it also now in other colours, haven't they, as well? You can get different missiles as well for it. So
I honestly don't pick up a lot. I picked up Cybertron for £40, mint in box. This guy was selling them for £40. That was about 5 years ago. It's the one where you had the keys to put in. That was lovely. He was really good, and I think he goes, "That's it, yeah, that one."
Yeah, I had that.
It's my moon. It's my Cybertronic moon.
50 quid is a bargain. I mean, I sold mine for 200 and something.
Yeah, I've seen what they go for now.
Really?
Yeah, TFC. That's it, Mick. Thank you.
TFC.
Straight on eBay. Alexis, I saw yours. Yeah,
really?
It's going in a box.
Like it that much.
This goes here. This goes here like this.
Thank you, Mick.
This goes here like this. This goes here in Unicron.
Yes, it's about the only exercise that Unicron gets. That.
See, Unicron eats him. It's like. I do just go down knock over my. In case he falls out, I don't knock my beer over. But yeah, look, see, he eats him. It's like the scene, isn't it? Moonbase 1.
Maybe if I poke.
Don't poke him, Rohan. Don't poke me, Rohan.
Cool.
I think mine was. I got Masterpiece Soundwave with all the cassettes.
Oh, that's cool.
Like one of the first tier. I think first TFN I went to, like 2016, because I'd won the last auto assembly. They'd done a raffle, and you could have won the Toys R Us MP10 or the Soundwave. So I've taken the Prime, and I've got home and I'm like, I really wanted the Soundwave. So it was like first purchase next year was that.
Must get it.
Yeah.
There's too many, to be honest with you. After you've done like 6 or 7 conventions, you forget. I think anything from Toy Fu is always good. You always come out with that feeling that you bought something excellent from Toy Fu. Not only is it great value, but it's also going to a great cause, and you're getting a great figure out of it. It's just brilliant.
Here's another question then for you four gentlemen. What is the next thing you're hoping for at a convention? What are you waiting for? What are you insisting on that you're trying to that you don't want to buy now? You're going, oh, you know, if I see that at the right price, I will gobble it up.
I want Cybertronic Spree to be the next.
I was going to say, was it experience? Because I want to learn to samba.
At emotion, we can just enter, mate. We'll learn on the draw. We'll at least get through first round. Gives you an excuse to get a sparkly costume out.
Not with my legs, mate. What do I want this year from TFN?
While Pete's thinking is GoBots, because people go to Transformers conventions, they don't realise there's people there selling GoBots, and they're expensive now.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Oh, how dare you!
And that was one of the best conventions I ever went to. Was GoBots UK.
GoBots UK.
Who was there? It doesn't count if you're the only one there. It's not. You need 2+ to make a convention.
How many people are on the GoBots UK page now? Still
at least 17.
So Alexis has had more beers than you've got GoBots UK members.
What, tonight or?
I don't know what.
Rohan, you'll be pleased to know that GoBots will be in. They'll be around in the Transformers: The Show Generation game, which does feature. No, you haven't. I've been given free reign. It does feature GoBots.
Yeah.
I've been given free reign. Does that sound like words I would ever say to you?
No, you didn't give me that.
He's just giving himself free reign.
I'm not going to give any more spoilers away, but there will be GoBots.
We've done a quiz once on lockdown in COVID, like all the Transformers the show, like Andy and Jamie and our wives and Alexis.
I still got it, that quiz.
The quiz. Alexis done this quiz, and it was brilliant. It was really good. It went on for about 30 minutes of all different general quiz, and you were like measuring and stuff, and it was all really competitive. So there were 30 minutes of brilliant questions. And then there was 40 minutes of questions just about dinosaurs.
40.
Yeah, there was more questions about dinosaurs than anything else. The last 40 minutes. I don't know. Alexis came up with this quiz. It was mainly great quiz if you knew about dinosaurs. And then everything changed. Like whoever was in the lead wasn't in the lead anymore. It was just all fucking whoever knew the most about dinosaurs, Alexis.
No, because we had the racing round. We had the
racing round was good, yeah.
So you had wacky race. It was wacky. It was called wacky racing. And you basically I think there was ostrich racing and there was pig racing and there was all sorts of things like that. Like you had to basically had to pick the winner. There wasn't dinosaur racing. It was just dinosaurs.
I always imagine it being like, that Gavin and Stacey episode where Smithy's doing the pub quiz and every answer is Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
It's like, that's Alexis. Alexis runs the quiz.
I'd just like to point out we have 24 members of the GoBots UK group.
It's growing. And where do they head to? What's it called? GoBots UK?
GoBots UK on Facebook. Come join us.
You don't have to do that.
Like
I will start a convention when we hit 1,000 members.
And if you like
that's
Joy
a pretty
Toy,
safe bet, though.
or if
isn't
you like
it?
Warhammer, please go and join the Joy Toy Warhammer Facebook group because we're at what are we at now?
Oh, don't rub it in, Paul.
1.4, 1.4.
No,
Yeah,
we're about 40 members off 2,000.
Are we? 2,000. Okay, yeah, we're doing well.
Yeah,
so when are you going to do a convention? When are you going to do a convention, Paul?
We spoke about it on the GoPods page with Simon Odd and Graham from Prime Time Toys. We're going to do a convention for Joy Toy Warhammer in Nottingham. It should be good. But we haven't ironed out the details. But what Luke and Greg have done with the TFUK convention last year was just amazing. It's like to put that on. And the fact they've got back which means it reminds me I need to order the put up banners. I haven't done that yet. So yeah, lots to do to prepare for 4 weeks' time. Right, that I think
I've got some photos to share.
Oh, sorry.
Lastminute.com. So I've got
summer wine.
Do you want an intro? I'll find you.
So Make Toy Seekers. I think they're
Make Toy Seekers.
I'm a big chocolate slut.
Jerry?
Fuck off. Shock your nuts. It makes you dance. Don't eat any bras.
That sounded like animated Blitzwing there. Shock your nuts.
Same with you, Alexis.
So that's the stream. So, okay, you out the stream then, right? So these are my Make Toy Seekers. I've sold them all now. But I do think. Oh, hang on. Let me just go to. I do think they do pose, except like anime-esque, exceptionally well. Like you can get them into like most poses really well. I think the DS ones are just as posable for whatever, but there's something about the wings. I think on this, the colors just pop a little bit on this. It looks more animated. I think. Would you agree, Pete, than the DS ones?
Yeah,
like, more cartoony. They're not as good a bot as the DS, but they are there. And then I've also got. You mentioned Rohan about Astro Train.
Yeah,
I posed him like with Legends bots, and that's what I did. So this is when he was in the Lightbox, I did transform in Hard Panther. I've deleted the video because I remember I was talking over the video, and I was also doing heavy breathing. Right. I had no. And
Tell it to the judge.
Well, you can see in the photographs that I did take photographs, and all within the Lightbox, all pretty much from the same angle. Again, using the same bots. Then this is and there's me in the Lightbox. There's me in the Lightbox doing what I was doing. Sam was like, "What are you doing?" I'm transforming him. And she goes, "You are breathing on the camera." Oh shit, I'm breathing on the camera. So, I was. No, I didn't. I deleted it because I transformed it into each mode. I deleted. I was so annoyed at myself that I was going and talking. I was going for transformation steps. I was trying to be like Ben's Collectibles.
3 hours of deep breathing, trying to transform.
It's hard to get to sleep next to you sometimes.
So there he is. So there they are coming out. This is my Transformers movie. Them coming out of Astro Train, you know.
That's cool.
And then they are. There they are.
DX9.
As a comparison, that's the KFC version. Stratotanker on the left there, and you got Gawalt there. I did comparison shots in here as well. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. You're gonna have to update these pictures now when the new one comes out. Star Toys.
Yeah, I'm annoyed. I probably should. If I loaded that video on silently, I have done it Hard Panther. I could do it again. I learned how to do it for that video, for that light box. I don't like light boxes. What I use now is this big card. I went down Hobbycraft and bought this. I bought 4 of these. And I just pose these with the little things you get from like the corner pieces you get from boxes.
Oh, from Shozi and whatever, yeah.
From Shozi. So you get these. If you paint these white and glue them together, so you have the gap and you slot them in, you can create like a fake cube. And it's like, and those white things, which do actually, they're like almost like polystyrene-esque. So they do like they're soft. They're £4 each, so you can make your own light box for like 16 quid, and then just get a decent light. And I found that's how I've done a lot of my recent photos. So if you want to just get into that and give it a go, rather than buying a 30, 40, 50, sometimes £100 light box, and they're huge, they're like A1 size, so you can have combiners in them if you wanted to as well. So as I did my Bruce Curse the other week. So
cool.
Oh,
how's it for me?
Showing off again.
He's always flexing, Ed, isn't he? It's either quilted toilet roll or about how much chocolate he can eat.
He flexes more than Ed Sheeran. He's Ed Flex. Ed Fleeran? Flexen? Flexed? Flexed?
Bloody handsome, I'll tell you that.
Bloody good looking fella.
Thank you so much, Rohan, for coming on. Thank you so much, Pete, for coming on. Thank you, Alexis,
thanks for having me.
Coming on. It's been brilliant to have you. Thanks so much for joining us in the chat.
I get a choice.
Transformers, the show on Facebook or TFUK, and book your bloody tickets for TFUKcon because it's in 4 weeks' time. I can't wait to see you. Bye bye.
See you there.
Bye.